All right, welcome everyone to the Eve Growing Concepts. Today we're going to feed my barrel bins, my Eve Growing barrel bins that are at worm farms. That was eggshells that I just put in there, eggshells and oyster shell mixed. And this material that I'm putting into this composting roll is all the liquid most of the liquid has been taken out of it. I drain that first, and that liquid, of course, goes to my CBCB, my carbon-based composting bins, where I try to get as much heat out of that carbon as possible. So carbon composting rolls are the bomb for many reasons, I think, for urban farmers especially, because I think by covering it with a carbon like this, first of all, there are no no-nos. I put everything in here, our kitchen scrap material in these rolls. I chop it up fine, I take all the liquid out, and then I roll it up into these rolls, and I bury them into my bins once at the beginning of every month. And I think what it does here is it gives it time for the microbial world to go into these rolls before the worms. They making it ready for the red wigglers to go inside these rolls. And this bin was amazing because it doesn't look like there's a lot of worms in here, but there is. And the fact that you're not seeing any rolls in here from last month shows that maybe I should be feeding these guys twice a month instead of once a month. And so, this is different than a continuous flow system because I just keep layering and layering and layering till it gets to the very top, and then I use the light method to dig down. Whereas like my T55, which was a continuous flow system, or these vermi bags or these urban worm bags, continuous flow, you get it from the bottom. The advantage with this, I think, and it's work either way, but I think the advantage with this is, first of all, it's a very easy build. An Eve barrel is so much easier to make than my T55, and they're invincible, of course, because you're not changing it too much. You're just putting a bottom hole, and if you're going to use it as a grow tower, you put some side holes. As you notice, the top of these barrels don't have any aeration top holes because they're indoors. So here's another one that I'm feeding, and these got some rolls left in it. I don't see any paper around it, so they must have eaten the paper. And talk about overfeeding, right? And we're talking about everything. I'm not worried about what I'm feeding my reds because, again, these composting rolls are the bomb. And I think it's a great little secret. And these composting rolls came about when I was doing Vernmenting, where you have to pack your bins with all kinds of stuff and then leave it. And so I think it greatly helps to not put acidic stuff in there, and there's fats, there's meats in here, but it's just everything's mixed together. So I think the microbial world, again, gets in there and makes it ready for these reds. Seems to be working for me. So I don't recommend it unless you're an avid vermiculturist for now, but certainly for myself, who's been doing vermiculture for a long time, this method of feeding my reds has been working very well. Composting rolls, composting balls are the bomb, in my personal opinion. And so I'm just showing you what a lot of napkins we throw out. Anything organic by the kitchen sink goes in here. So our trash literally does not stink because it's all the stuff that I can't recycle and I can't feed to my reds or my composting bins. So once these get to the very top, that's when I'll use the light method to go down and get my castings out, which is usually, maybe twice a year is when I get. It does take a long time for these barrels to fill up with pure castings. So notice when you see in these videos that I have a plastic liner that keeps the moisture in, retains it. I try to run these very, very dry, and that seems to be working good. And there is a spout at the bottom where this liquid could come out if it happens to have any extra, so the bottom isn't just muck. And the screen, of course, keeps any outside vermin from getting in or the worms to get out. Last barrel that I'm feeding. So this is just how I feed my 55-gallon drums. Worm bins. See, notice the aeration holes on the side here. This was a grow barrel at one time. So the beauty about this is it's a composting bin, it's a grow barrel, and of course it's a worm bin at the same time. One design, many applications. So that's it. I'm rambling on as the video plays. That chicken bone right there, or turkey bone. As you know, I got a turkey that I'm fermenting, and there was a lot of reds inside that bone. So I just wanted to show that, of course, they'll eat that as well. All right, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. This is Mark from Eve Growing showing you how I feed my dragons, my little dragons in my basement. Mark from Eve Growing, over and out. We will most certainly heal this planet, one urban farmer at a time.